Okay, let's take a look at letter C. We have x squared minus x minus 6. First thing we're looking for is the greatest common factor, which 1, 1, and negative 6 do not have any greatest common factors within them. So our next step is to check the discriminant. So our discriminant is going to be b squared, so negative 1 squared. Remember that negative 1 must be in parentheses when you type it in. Minus 4 times 1 times negative 6. And if you plug that in correctly, you should see that your discriminant is 25, which is a perfect square, telling us that this is factorable, so we can continue. So now we're looking here, actually. Let's move it over just a little bit. And so what I'm looking for first is x squared. That's going to come from multiplying the first two in each set of parentheses together. Well, x squared, there's only one option. The only option is x times x. So that makes it a little bit easier for us. So I know this has to be an x, and I know this has to be an x. Then I'm going to look at my last one, my constant here, which is negative 6. That's going to come from multiplying these last two together. So let's figure out for negative 6 what our options are. We can do 1 and negative 6. We can multiply a negative 1 and a positive 6. We can multiply 3 and negative 2. We can multiply negative 3 and positive 2. These options all will work in terms of negative 6. What I need to do is I need to pick two of these that I can multiply together to get negative 6 and a negative 1 on the inside. Coefficients of just 1 on your x squared are a little bit easier than some of the other ones, because remember that your inside term, this negative 1x, is coming from multiplying these two together and these two together. Well, if this is a 1 times whatever is here, and this is a 1 times whatever is here, we just need numbers that will multiply to negative 6 and add to negative 1. So it breaks down how many options we want to try. So for instance, 1 plus negative 6 is negative 5. Negative 1 plus 6 is positive 5. 3 plus negative 2 is positive 1. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. So this is the one I want to choose. So I'm going to put in minus 3 and plus 2. And remember, this trick only works if the leading coefficient is 1. And if I check this, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Negative 3 times x is negative 3x. And negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. Looking in the middle here, positive 2 minus 3 is negative 1, which tells us that we do have the correct factors. So our answer is x minus 3 times x plus 2. If you have questions, let me know.